Hello everyone, this is Francis. This week I want to talk about an antidote to help you thrive. And before I talk about this, I want to ask you one question. It's a very important question because I know that it's something that you do half of the time, actually half of your awakened hours, and it's working. And so the question is like this. On a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being unengaged, and 10 being engaged. How engaged are you at work? How engaged are you at work on a scale from 0 to 10? 0 being unengaged and 10 being engaged at work. So if you're like most of the people right now, the statistics are really bad. Apparently only 15% of us are engaged at work. 15%. That means 85% of the people are not so happy at work. And this weekend I had the chance to read an amazing book that I highly, highly recommend. And I think it could serve as an antidote to help you thrive and even go through the most amazing, craziest, bad things in your life. And the book is A Man Searching for Meaning. I don't know if you know the story of the author, but the author is Viktor E. Frankl. Viktor was part of the concentration camps during the World War II. He stayed 3 years. And I don't know if you know the stats, but apparently 1 in 28 are able to survive. So that means like 3.6%. 3.6% only of the people were able to survive. So why am I talking about this and I'm talking about work at the same time? Well, I think that one of the reasons why people are not so engaged is because they're lacking a meaning. And meaning is so important because Victor, like he said, he saw the people that actually died very fast and the people that survived. And he thinks that the reason why he survived is because he had meaning in his life, meaning to the suffering. So we all went through unavoidable suffering in our life, right? And maybe suffering for you or pain is work. And if you want to really go through it, or if you want to be engaged, it's all about finding meaning. And that's very, very important. I don't know if you remember last week, but I'm the one that in my own life sold toilet paper. Toilet paper. Like, how can I find meaning by selling toilet paper? Can you believe it? The reason why it was fine by me to sell toilet paper is because I knew that I was going into a winter class. And a winter class for me, when you're 14, 15 years old, you're going to be with your friends. You're going to be able to put some liquor inside your Oasis juice container. Like, it's going to be awesome. That's what I did. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. 15 years old. Sorry, Dad. That's what we did. I'm sure you knew. But, it's just to show you that I didn't care about selling toilet paper because the meaning for me was I'm going to a winter class. And if I'm not selling this, I'm not going. I even did it, like I can even say that I sold vacuum cleaners. And the reason, again, why it was okay for me to sell vacuum cleaners, for me was the meaning is I'm going to a trade mission in Argentina. And being in Argentina in a different culture, like for 3 weeks with people from university, to me was one of my dreams. And this is why, they say that some people can be bricklayers or they can be the builder of a cathedral. Right? And so if you're thinking about your own life right now, maybe you just need to find some meaning. And if you're in sales, that's probably one of the best professions you can have because there's so many different targets. There's so many objectives that we have to reach. So why would that be important for you to reach this goal? And, it might be that by reaching this goal, you're able to go on vacation with your loved ones. Or that might be that you get something that you really want. Or that might be that you can contribute in somebody else's life. Which leads to why meaning is actually even better when it's not about you and it's about other people. It's about a legacy. So maybe in your own work right now, it could be like truly think about what your work and your company is providing in this world. Is there a way for you to approach it that when you wake up in the morning, what you do really, really helps someone? I bet you'll find an answer. Regardless of what you're working for, if it's insurance, of course it helps people, right? If people don't have insurance, then maybe something bad's going to happen. If you're selling clothes, while you're selling clothes, that's your company, while you're helping people to feel good in their own skin. And when they feel good in their own skin, that allows them to meet other people, to attract better things in their life. I'm just taking those examples out of nowhere, but you know where I'm going, right? So if there's a chance for you to find meaning in this suffering, and by the way, you're not going to die, so it's pretty cool. Like, I mean, we're pretty lucky. We don't have to face 3.6% chance of living. So that tells you how much pain we're able to go through and thrive. And if you really know that your job is not what you want to do, well, know that you have the power to decide. We all have the power to decide. And I'm going to read you something, which I found very fascinating, because if you're looking at what the people went through during those big time in a concentration camp, I mean, this is what Victor was saying. He said, people have enough to live by, but have nothing to live for. For Frank, the reason why he was able to, his meaning was, I have someone that's on the other side, like a loved one that I can meet. And the other thing, it could be also not even a person, it could be a project. And his project was to write the book that he wrote. And that's what got him out, in his mind, of that intense and painful situation. Then there's also another thing that he said, people have the means, but no meaning. And the reason why some people feel empty and void, that they have drugs, they drink more. There's so many things that we do because we feel that we're not worth it. We're not good enough, or we don't matter. So we all do these things, but there's a reason why you're here. You can use your gift. You can decide to be free because you're responsible, which means you're response-able. You are. This is the message of this week. If you want to thrive, no matter what happens in your life, if you're suffering, there's a meaning to it. I'll add one more thing, because people are like, oh yeah, it's good, Francis, like what's the meaning in my life? I don't know what's my meaning. Like, what's the purpose of my life? I know it's not always easy, but here's something that probably will help you. If you compare, and that was said in the book, and again, Men's Search for Meaning is an amazing book I recommend. So if you think about your life like a movie, I don't know if you ever noticed, but a movie is made of so many different frames, right? Different pictures of everything. And those pictures by the movie maker are chosen for a reason. There's a meaning to each of those frames. So if you realize that your life is like a movie and that each event is a frame, you can attach a meaning to all of those frames. There's a reason why you're with someone right now. There's a reason why you work. There's a reason why you have ex-friends in your life. Each of those things can have a meaning. And you get to decide and choose that frame. And if you don't choose that frame, you can choose the meaning to it, which is so powerful. So if you want to find more meaning, find some engagement at work, know why you're doing the things that you're doing, you can change. You can choose. You can choose a meeting, and if you don't like this, you can choose another job. You can choose another life. It's all possible because, like I said, you're free. If you choose to. Because you're able, you're responsible. Have an amazing week.